Well, hello and welcome to another episode. It could have been a classic. And trust me, this is going to do your head in. You know, it really is. This is, if you've never seen this, I truly recommend it.
Kinvig.
Who are you?
As you've probably guessed, we come from another planet.
Venus?
Venus is too bloody hot. There's nothing that looks too hot to live on.
Just a minute, I said that.
Did you?
Well, something like it.
I don't doubt it. You have an exceptional brain. It's very much like ours. We belong to the planet Mercury. Our ship is suffering from the failure of some component. We cannot take off.
When you came to me in my shop.
That's right. I was testing you.
Well, watch it. Hot.
They are. Ah, good. He's here. You understood.
What's up?
Oh, a lot. What?
Oh! Oh! Oh, the people are here. Oh! Oh, get that.
Yes.
Hello. Sorry, I...
God, I'll give him a drink.
What's this? Holla.
Well, you did well, Mr. Kinvig.
On patrol! Orbit 19. Velocity 60 cardinals.
That's about 700,000 of your earthly miles per hour.
It's a bit noisy. It's a bold model. In production for 300 years. Very reliable.
Welcome to our planet.
This really is the planet Mercury.
I said you can do it.
Mercury? But there's no sun.
Of course not. We're inside. As I told you before, Mercury is hollow.
The echo.
Out on the surface, you'd be roasted to a crisp.
I can hear voices.
Our people sporting in the inland sea. It's very pleasant, as you'll find out later.
Hello and welcome to another episode of It Could Have Been a Classic. And you're asking who's behind me? That's Loon and Bat. And of course, the legendary Miss Griffin. What's this got to do with Could Have Been a Classic? Well, you're going to find out. Well, hello. And this is truly is an amazing series. I picked it up on DVD recently. You just can't seem to find this anywhere. Right, in 1981, I'm going to go get. I'm going to have to call up some information, even though I've written a lot of this down. Right, Kinvig. He's this pointless dude. Runs an electrical shop at a dump. Right. He's got a lovely wife called Nessa who's right, who mummies him all the time. He's got a dog called Couldve and a mate called Jim who's on the dole. He's married. You never meet his wife. I would have liked to have seen it if we'd have got season 2. And he's a UFO conspiracist and all. He's into it all. You know, the whole thing of Atlantis and pyramids and aliens and all this. And he's coming round. And Des Kinvig, he's just like, he don't really dress up, wear the same cardigan. He just sits in his shop, you know. And his wife's lovely. She's really nice. His wife is really nice, and he just potters around. People come round, say, "Have you fixed my TV? Have you fixed my hair dryer? Have you fixed my kit?" And he hasn't done it. All he does is sit in the shop. Now, we're going to go into this, right? Now, his wife's a bit scatterbrained, but she's so nice, and she used to be in Carry On movies. So, Patsy Rowland, it's with the red hair. She's lovely, right? And it's like he's got no destiny. There's nothing. He's just in this shop and he exists, right? That's it, right? It just exists, and he don't. I don't know. Is there any greatness for this character? Well, I'm going to leave it to you to decide, right? Because I put some clips together, so don't mind me for how they're all being set out, but I'll sort that out. Right, infectious dreamer Des Kinvig runs a run-down little electrical repair shop in the small town of Bingleton, where he lives with his mumsy scatterbrained wife, Netta, oversized pet dog, Couldve. One day, his shop is visited by the beautiful sharp-tongued Miss Griffin, who seemed at first just another dissatisfied customer. However, after encountering a flying saucer, this is great, right? So Miss Griffin, Prunella G, oh God, she's beautiful. I didn't realise how sexy she was. Right, it's just marvellous, right? She's a counsellor now. That's what she does for a living. But she was in a lot of stuff in the Sweeney, the professional. She was all over TV in the 70s and 80s. Well, it's my hat's off to her for playing this character, right? So she's like she comes in. She's really sharp and nasty, and she's always having a go at Kinvig. It's shot. He never gets out done. He never gets out fixed, and she just tears into his life. And you know, and you do feel a bit sorry for him because he sort of just tries to stand up for himself. But his wife's always in back at shop, so she don't hear it, you know. And then his mate Des comes round, who's, like I said, he's into all this UFO stuff. And, you know, he says to him, "You're not that special, you know, you're not going to be chosen," and all this, you know. And I sort of, some ways, you can sort of relate to Des Kinvig. And I know this sounds, but sometimes in life you can get stuck in a certain comfort zone and never get out of it, right? And I love how they set his character out. Now, what happens is, he takes the dog, his wife says, "Can you take the dog for a walk?" Cuddly. So he takes Cuddly out to the park. And when he's in the park, there's a bright light and there's a big UFO parked in the middle of fucking park, right? And music kicks in, big laser lights and all that. And the doors open up and he walks into the ship and he's got a Mac on. One of them 70s Macs. He's just, you know, looking like he does. And teleports in front of him is Miss Griffin in Barbarella costume with cape, with next to scantily clad. And he's just stood there like he's not even sort of fazed by it. He just stands there, right? And she says to him, "Kinvig, you have been chosen," or something like that. "We're trapped on your planet. You must help us." And it's sort of like she goes up to him and says, "Your brain is amazing. You know, you're so intelligent. You are the special type of intelligence on your world that can do astounding things." And his response to it, he's like, he just, I don't know if his head's getting done in. He just stands there. And she goes up and she kisses him. And obviously this gets to go. And all he does is stick a bloody plug in. I mean, he sticks a plug in, right, and fixes the ship. And they've got, you know, the old catheter tubes, what they had in TVs, loads of these big ones each ship. And they've got these like alien crew, and they're just stupid. Loon, Bat, and something else. So like, they fuck off back to the planet, and he goes back to his shop. And he's just got gobsmacked. And it's sort of like he stands there, and he's like, his mate comes round next day and says to him, "You know, last night I had a visitation, I had an experience, and his mate Jim is so jealous of him that he's been chosen, you know, because of his amazing brain. And then it all starts, right? So I'm just going to go into other synopsis. That's my take on it. But there you go. However, after encountering a flying saucer while walking the dog one night, Kinvig discovers Miss Griffin. She's actually a scantily clad alien from the planet Mercury who desperately needs the help of the scruffy, bearded Desi's exceptional brain to stop an invasion of the evil ant-like Zucks, who are replacing people with robot duplicates. Kinvig's friend Jim is a lifelong UFO watcher, wild-eyed conspiracy buff who is consumed by jealousy, right? She is, right? When Des tells him about his extraterrestrial exploits. It is left unintentionally ambiguous whether Kinvig's experience with the aliens are real or are the product of an overactive imagination. In early 2004, it was reported that Edgar Wright was working on a script, big screen adaptation of Kinvig. However, initially greenlit, the project was eventually dropped. Such a shame. Now, let's go in this. Right, you know, so like what happens is in each episode, he finds it's like his father-in-law left him this scruffy shop and his wife. There's like the scene at home, Jim comes round and all this. And Kinvig ends up he can teleport himself to Mercury where they all live inside the planet Mercury, right? And they all live inside Mercury and they've got the inland sea. You get to see it. I mean, it's all like, you know, of the time 1980s sort of effects and sets. And she's again scantily clad. And she gives him this old penny and she said, you know, you have the power of cosmic astral projection. Like, because he just sits there and he can teleport himself to their planet and he keeps turning up, he keeps landing in ridiculous places. And she kisses him and she tells him how he's such an exceptional human being. and then he goes back to Earth. She sends him back. And then you're getting into his life. Well, it comes out there's an alien invasion going on down at the town hall by these ant-like creatures called the Zucks or Zucks or something like that. And they move so fast nobody can see them, but they're building robots. So, right, the local council, right, they're like they're doing stuff with knife and forks and all this. I mean, every episode, there's like where he goes down to stop what this there's a councillor down there, a civil servant. He thinks he's running it all, and he runs the rates department or the poll tax, you know, department. And he's going down there and stopping the invasions and all this. But now this is where it gets interesting because by episode 3, he goes to see his brother-in-law. And he keeps having visions as well of the Zucks turning people into duplicate robots, you know. And it's them from Mercury sending him the thoughts. Now, there is an episode where he's driving along, he's been to his brother-in-law. Brother-in-law's got lots of money. He keeps giving him stuff, him and his wife. He gives them carpet for the toilet, right? So the car, when they're on the way back, it's dark. The car stops, right? The car just stops. And his wife said, I've got to get out and go for a walk. And he does. She thinks he's going for a pee. So his wife falls asleep. He can't. There again, there's the spaceship and 3 aliens there. We're one that leading aliens. And he said, did you stop the car? He went, yeah. Miss Griffin's disappeared. You know, the scantily clad space princess. And who plays, you say how it works out that Miss Griffin, she goes undercover as a human, as this horrible human being at the council or wherever, to stop this invasion. But it's like, is this all going on? Is it fantasy? Now, you know, because the people that he's fighting against are normal everyday people. But then there's them up there beaming him up and sending him on these insane missions, him and his mate Jim. And they tell him she's disappeared, so he goes undercover to find her. But she ain't disappeared. She's working with her because this civil servant, he's trying to get her into bed, but he's married, and he keeps trying on with her and all this. I mean, there's a great episode where this like civil servant, he gets her into parking roller, and he's going to give her one, right? And I don't know if she's up for it or what, but it's really funny because him and his mate are hanging about in park, and this copper turns up in the flashes, right? It's the flashes. And there is this scene of the flashes dropping out, chasing this woman, copper runs off. So they go back to the park at night time, and they find her, and this like civil servant's trying to get her into the back of the car. And what happens is they turn up and mess up, and he drives off and leaves, and she blames him. But she keeps coming back to the shop. So she must be some kind of fascination with him for her to keep going. But when she's in human form, she don't remember that she's from up there. And it's just this insane adventure. There's like, he keeps getting these visions, and he uses the coin and drinks his father-in-law's tonic, and he teleports to Mercury. Like, he shuts his eyes and he concentrates, and he goes there. And it's all wonderful. She's telling him how he's a genius. Well, back on her, when Miss Griffin comes in, you've got to watch this to get this, right? She says, you're a scruffy little man. Why don't you put a suit on? And he's out with his wife, and his wife's saying, oh, you look really nice in that suit. And then when he teleports himself to Mercury later on, right, he's got a suit on. So her counterpart, when she's the space princess, Miss Griffin from outer space, she says, oh, I don't like your suit, you know, and it's just, you know, that thing of double standards, like. But it does build up, because like we'll go back to like in episode 3 where his car stops. I think this is actually happening to him. I think it's so insane. It is actually happening to him. All this, like, he's stuck in this crazy fucking thing of these like weird shit down at town hall, because every time he has a visit, there is something going on at town hall. It's like the thing with the knife and forks. The civil servant guy's fiddling the expenses for the knife and forks, and he's got a silver set, and him and Jim turn up, Kinvig and Jim turn up and destroy them all. Because they come out, when he meets them from Mercury, he comes up with these ridiculous ideas of how they're going to take over the world, right? And it's all coming from Bingley Town Hall. And so it's like there is a bit of a connection in certain parts. But in episode 3, his car does stop, and he does meet them in the sort of field. In this field, they're there. So, I mean, his car does stop. Now, whether he's like losing the plot and going off into sort of fantasy, I'm going to leave that to you. I think it's actually going on. I think it's so insane, right, that, oh, believe him. But when these events happen, like the civil servant, Mr. Horsley's called, down at the council, he gives his nephew an abandoned council building to create shop mannequins, but he uses his uncle's head, sticks them on loads of them. So, like, he has, obviously, Kinvig has another vision that he's having a dream that they're duplicating robots, but they're not the mannequins, but the machinery aren't being put inside, but they are of the certain people in the council, these mannequins. And Miss Griffin turns up with Mr. Horsley, like the human one. And this is where she's like, you know, disappeared for a couple of weeks. And he goes, like, that's just one of missions, and it does build to somewhere, right? Because like she like keeps coming back into the shop, and he thinks she's giving him secret missions. She's not. Well, it's so bloody confusing, because it's like this genius thing of going on that. Is he imagining all this, or is it actually going on? And this is what's so good about it, right? So we get to the final episode where remember when people are selling encyclopedias to come around town, try and get you subscribed to encyclopedias. He beams himself up to Mercury, and he turns up in a bikini with next to nothing on, and there's all Loon and Bat and the rest of them, right? And he said, well, they're going spaceship and they're hovering over Earth, right? And And like the same, well, can't you just beam up? And said, no, we can't do that because it's too far out or whatever. He said, it's down to you. We can catch him, but you've got to lay traps. So anyway, this encyclopedia dude, he's trying to sell his wife encyclopedia. They get him round for tea, and he's got to spike him with his tonic to teleport him up to the spaceship, right? So they get hold of him. But this guy from Encyclopedia Place, he's trying to pour in his tea all the time, but he ends up swapping cups, and Kinvig gets hammered. And every 5 minutes, he's teleported to Mercury, and they go, you failed again. And this is going on, and I fell off the chair in stitches. And it just finished there. Well, there's a weird scene where he meets her in outer space, and they both walk off together. Then he's back on Earth, absolutely hammered, you know. But when he comes back, he does have this penny coin which they gave him. So, or is it? I mean, you don't know. It's this guy. It's like yourself, where this is all going on. But it's like the guy in the corner shop and the person over the road. They're all involved in this big alien conspiracy, but it's been dealt with in such a ridiculous way. You know, you do get to see the Zucks, like ant-like creatures upon the move so fast you can't see them, right? I mean, one thing covers the other, but is it going on? And this was the genius of this. It's so different and so clever, and not a lot of people know about this series. You know, and this came from one of the creators of Quatermass, right? I'm being serious, right? I'm just listening to this, right? Kinvig, which only ran for 7 episodes, is written by Nigel Neal, who was more famous for creating science fiction dramas such as Quatermass and its sequels. What made him come up with this? Because I think this, you know, this is one of my all-time favourite British sitcoms. Now, you're not going to find this in shop. You're going to have to order it off Amazon, or I'll get it from a specialist retailer. Because, look, 7 episodes, it's insane. I mean, he's this, like, scruffy guy in a Mac, and his life is so unimportant in the world. It's just like, fucking hell, do something, man. You know, but it's just, his life is not bad. It's comfortable. He's in a comfort zone. And then extraordinary circumstance. People just like walk all over him. And like when Miss Griffin comes in and she's horrible to him. And then suddenly he meets a counterpart of her that she's this super sexy space lady, and she's like sexy and lovely, and you just want obviously must be getting a massive boner on every time she turns up like that, like she inspires him, you know what I mean? Even when there's an episode where he teleports up there in his pajamas. I mean, you know, I can't, you've got to watch this to experience it, and I'm trying to come out of it in a logical way. Kinvig is genius, and it has everything for this. It could have been a classic, and it should have ran for at least 4 or 5 seasons, because it was going somewhere. And the characters, Prunella G, she is marvelous as the venomous Miss Griffin, yet the outer space queen. Jim, his mate, who ain't got a job, but he's obsessed with UFOs, and he goes on all these insane missions with him. Because when he tells her up in space, do you want to meet my mate Jim? She's like, oh no, they don't like him, but they want him because he's got this superior intellect. He's one of the few humans that can teleport himself, astro-cosmic projection or something, right? I mean, the final episode with this encyclopedia salesman is just pure genius. You know, and it was so underrated. I mean, it had a good review from the Times. I mean, the fucking Times newspaper said reception around the time of original transmission. Kinvig was positively reviewed by the Times, stating that the cast splendid, direction definite. However, to later TV historian, Kinvig is not considered to be one of Neil's better creations. The Guinness Book of Classic British TV claims that apart from Jevons performed, Kinvig was a huge disappointment. Fuck all that. I think this is brilliant, right? You know, I don't care what they say. This thing was genius. ITV took a risk with it. London Weekend Television took a chance on this insane script, and it went somewhere. It is genius. All of it. I mean, I watched it twice over at weekend. I sat through it all. I couldn't stop watching it. You know, and it's. I've got to go back to it again because I just think if you brought this back today and set up in the same, I think it'd be a massive hit. And this was years before Red Dwarf and stuff like that. It's just that he's this like pointless. He has this pointless existence, and he's suddenly chosen by this thing. Or is it all in his imagination? Miss Griffin, she gives him a bad time, so he sexualizes her as this space princess from Mercury. His wife, she's lovely, but I mean, that's all she. I mean, she's lovely, but there's no like ambition with their lives. They're both quite happy. She likes mummy and him. He likes sat in his shop and his insane mate coming round. You know, and all this, and then suddenly this adventure, it gives them a purpose, gives him this sort of meaning for living. He starts life, you know, even though he's a bit of an idiot with it. But and then again, he's meant to be this genius as well, and the entire conspiracy is down at the town hall in the rates department. Now, I'm going to say this. Does this deserve the title of Could Have Been a Classic? Fuck yeah. Yeah, it does. And honestly, guys, you must check out this series. Honestly, I've done a lot of work on this one. So, you know, I've had to watch it. I really threw myself into it. Kinvig is a guilty pleasure, and you've got to look at it. I mean, I can't see. You're going to come out with your own view for it. So, guys, this is another episode of Could Have Been a Classic, Kinvig. Buy it on DVD. It costs a £5 from Amazon. It's well worth the spend. Right, guys, I will see you on the next video. I'm going to try and do a live show this week. The problem is I've got decorators coming in a week on Tuesday, so I've got to empty it front room. But I'm going to try and get some up now. I've got new carpets coming in the week after that. So I'm going to be a bit up and down with the videos until I get my house fully decorated. So the decorators are in next Tuesday. So I will be running normal. I will let you know in the next few days. But there will be a live show this week. Right, guys, I've given it the title. It could have been a classic, definitely. Check it out, and I will definitely see you on the next video. All hail Kinvig. That's all I'm going to say on this. Absolutely super.